The Two Old Farts Extras. Stuff you've been missing because you're too lazy to listen or watch our show. Wow, what a show. You don't get shows like that often unless you like watch Merv Griffin. And I like Merv Griffin.
Does Merv Griffin?
Who is that?
What was he?
What is
Okay.
Was he like a comedy show or?
Okay, so back in the day, when there was only
that like
three
Archie
stations
Bunker?
in black and white. And, okay, we're good now. This is my life. This is what I do.
Back in vaudeville days. No.
I know. It was before television. It was great. We sat around the fire and would look at the sky and point at stars. It was a wonderful time. Anyway, so this is great. This is an awesome show because I'm into all this astrology and tarot cards and all
you
that
are
stuff,
not
so.
Really.
I'm still curious about who Merv Griffin is. I'm looking him up. Go talk amongst yourselves.
Wait, talk show host. Did he have a talk show?
First, Merv Griffin was a Fagala who was a band leader, and from band leader he became the Merv Griffin Show, which was a talk show in the 60s and 70s, and possibly even into the 80s. He did it for a long time. And then Merv Griffin also created the Wheel of Fortune. Sold the Wheel of Fortune to Coca-Cola or Pepsi, I forgot, for $1 billion. And then he became a real estate mogul and owned tons and tons of real estate. So that's the Merv Griffin story. Okay. Now that we've
I know who Merv Griffin is.
Yeah, great. Congratulations.
I wouldn't have wanted to go to the grave not knowing that.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you. Do you know who Howard Hughes? Do you know who Howard Hughes is?
The airplane.
Yes. Leo DiCaprio.
Okay. No. We're done with history.
He was a hermit. He was a hermit. He didn't want people to know much about him.
Okay. Anyway, so yes, I've been into this for.
I think it's probably a Sagittarius.
Is probably, but he's dead now, so he's whatchamacallit. He's pushing up daisies. So basically, yes, I've been into this for years, since I was a kid, because of a lot of different experiences. So I found it fascinating. I took the test to see what my human design was, and it said lizard person. So I'm not sure what that means. So
wait, what are you?
A lizard. I'm a lizard person.
Empty.
So apparently,
you're a lizard person.
Yeah, we come from Pluto. You make a left, you can't miss it. So anyway, we're good. So, but yeah, astrology, tarot cards. So I'm into that. Cheryl does that. She does the manifestation.
What's your human design?
What are you?
I know. What is it?
Yeah, what's your human
design? What are you?
Oh, I don't know. I got rid of it after I read because I didn't understand. I was looking at all the numbers and everything. I'd have to go back and take it, but I will go back and take it and send it to you guys. Yeah.
It's like dangling the bait and you don't ever.
He's either a generator because
I like the dangle. Right. Thank you.
No, he could be a manifestor. I feel like he could be a manifestor. I don't know much about Steven, but I feel like that might be.
I'm an AI generator.
Is what you get.
Oh, that's what the AI guy.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so what's really interesting, it's all based on your birthday and time. So I have a vague idea of when I was born in the morning because it was early, and I wasn't awake. So I kind of have an idea. I don't know the exact time. So I realized if I put in one time and I put in another time, it changed it from X to Y. And I was like, okay, so you really know the exact time. So that's too much work for me. So I have a swag of the time. So I have 4 different things I can be apparently. So we'll see.
You'll never know your true self.
Well, how do I what?
How do you use it, Steven? I can't imagine you checking your horoscope before you sign contracts and stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't. I get it. I don't read the
Mercury's in retrograde. He's not doing it.
Yeah, no. I thank you very little. I had a friend of mine. Her name was Meryl. Meryl was really into this, and she sent me. I talked to my mom, and she called me, and she did this. She sent me a book yay thick about 15 years ago. This is your whole life. I was like, oh my god! I read it. It was fascinating. Cool. I know I'm a dragon. I'm a tiger into the Chinese astrology, which is fine. So I read what they are. That ties to me. I'm a Pisces on a Leo cusp, right? I read all our Aquarius cusp, and that ties to me. But I don't let most of that influence what I do in business or in my life. I think it's interesting. I've had someone read tarot cards and be spot on that didn't know me from squat. And I was like, that's interesting. But then again, my mind is because of the way I'm dressed or what I say. So I find it very interesting. I believe some of it, but not all of it. So I had someone
I
read my
think the math
guidance
right now.
and tell me stuff.
You said you're a tiger, so I'm doing the math in my head, but I'm really bad at math, so I can't figure out.
Okay, so I was born in the year. I was born in the year 12. Okay, so that's you just do the math from there. So there you go. So you have to not even know before they even started to keep track of stuff. Right now, there's BC and there's CE. So or BCE, I should say, before the Common Era and the Common Era. Right. I don't do the AD thing because I don't do the fable. So like we nailed some guy to a cross. Yeah, good for you. So and remember, if it wasn't for my people, you'd have no holidays because we're the guys that do the marketing. We have the money. You got all your holidays from us. You're welcome. So anyway, because
astrology is so popular. Why do you guys think it is so popular? I have a theory, but I want to know what you guys think. My theory is, and this is kind of how I use it. I think it's like a self-soothing tool because when we are in pain or we don't know which road to take in life, it's really soothing to think that the answer is out there somewhere if we can just find it. And if we can figure out how to make better choices in life, then we can avoid pain and suffering and we can increase our joy and happiness. And at the end of the day, like that's really what we all want. Like, don't we all just want someone to tell us that everything's going to be okay ultimately in the end? That's really what I think. That's why I look into it.
Yeah, see, I just think it's interesting as a science, but then I like UFOs and all that. So I tie this all together to the universe. Mm-hmm. So and then if you read the report called The Gateway from the CIA, it talks about the absolute, and it talks about different dimensions and different this and different that. So I find this all tied together. Like some girl that I dated many years ago had a friend who read you. And she read me. She told me that I had a sister. And my mom told me after that she had a miscarriage. And she told me the name, and that was the right name. So there's something there. I don't look at it to tell me everything's going to be okay because I don't think that's the game. I think the game is you're here and you have to make the best out of it. And then whatever you do is it. I don't think anybody's going to be like, listen, it's Thursday. Don't have a donut, you'll die. I don't go for it, right? It's like I don't believe that. But I do think that it's the game of it.
I think the most frustrating thing about being human is just our limited knowledge of what the hell is going on everywhere. We just have such a limited perspective. And I hate that because when things hit in my life and I have to make a decision, I just get so frustrated because I feel like I need more information. And I do think, Stephen, I agree that there's some sort of place that exists out there that all the information is there. Because I've also had experiences with psychics and tarot readers I just walked up to one in Key West. There's, that she had a stand sitting there and she told me some things that she should have never known. And she didn't know me. So they are getting their information from somewhere. They're tapping into something.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's interesting you bring that up. Sorry. Because usually people, psychics and people who read you, they always tell me they cannot read me, that I have my own guides and I have to listen to my own guides with my own intuition. And I'm like, that's because you suck. But there are two people in my whole life that I was like, wow, they got it spot on. And it was this Korean, they call them, I forget what they're called in Korean, but they wear all these like fancy outfits and they dance and they throw symbols or whatever. And they talk to the ancestors.
Like Madame Cleo.
Tell you stuff.
Madame Cleo.
Madame Cleo, she was very.
Yeah, but they were a traditional garb. And then Steph had someone that she sent me to this healer, Cinnamon.
Oh, the best. She's the best.
I was amazed by what she told me. I was like, okay, they know what they're doing.
Wait, is Cinnamon in LA?
She's actually in Ohio now.
Too bad. I'm going to be in LA. I figured I'd go see Cinnamon. But no, I've had that. And that's why I don't poo-poo it. People do. But like I said, you really need to read the thing called The Gateway. You can go find it on the internet. It's The Gateway. It's written by a lieutenant colonel or a colonel for the Army, for the CIA. And if you read what he says and you tie everything you're talking about together, it kind of makes the big picture. So after I read that report in the 80s, I was like, this is very interesting. And because of that, when people talk about it, and I never poo-pooed it because people would always say and do, and I was like, this is very cool. And then things that have happened over my life, and I'm like, okay, I get it. So there's a bigger purpose. I don't think it's our job to know what it is. I think, to your point, much, it's like I want always more information. I think that's why I read so much, but I read on everything. So I get it, and it really is just a matter of you make the best decisions you can. And if someone says, hey, boom, 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 but like when that lady read me and told me that I had a sister, and I'm like, I do. I'm like, I have to kill her because, I need the inheritance. And she was like, no, but she died at birth. And she told me the first initial. So I was dinner at my mom's, and I said, hey, did you have a miscarriage? And this is like when I'm in my 30s or 40s. And she's like, yes. How did you know? I'm like, I don't know. And I said, what were you going to call my sister? And she goes, how'd you know it was a girl? I'm like, ooh, I'm getting good. And I said, was her first initial? And I forget what it was already. And she's like, yes. And her name was going to be whatever. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. So, so there's things out there, right? And this girl didn't know me from Adam. So I think that's very, very cool. So I'm all for it. So I do believe it. So if someone's good at tarot cards, I'm good. I think there's a lot of scam artists out there.
Absolutely.
And Rachel,
Vicky,
you keep joking,
I
you
wanna-
want to do past life regression. So I'm like, I would try that because I just would love to hear what I was in the past life.
We all did one.
Oh, we all
Yeah,
did.
We did it. Yeah.
It was so great. I love that.
Mo,
On Zoom.
Larry, Curly, and Shemp. No,
Yep.
I'm sorry. Anyways.
No, Vicky has problems with past life regression. She does, right, Vicky? It's hard for.
Yeah, I've had it 3 times, and I haven't had a I shouldn't say positive experience, but I just haven't had a valid experience, and I think it's because I get in my own way.
All right. I've never done that. I've never been hypnotized.
I want to. I keep going, but
Yeah.
I just can't
Right.
get out of my own way. And so
Gotcha.
maybe someday.
I would go. I would try. Rachel wants to
It's
do an
interesting.
outing. That could be an
Yeah,
outing. I would
I
go
wanna-
do that as an outing because I would love to hear what I was. I mean, then again, I may not
There's
want to know what I was.
There's a
but
place
it'd be
in
interesting.
Austin that does these things. I think it's
Really?
by Mozart's. There's like a store. Or
He's
something.
alive? I thought he's dead. I just listened to him last night. He's dead. What do I know? So,
Mozart's Coffee Roasters. Hey,
The
I want a
coffee shop. Yeah.
it's a
I don't
coffee
really
shop.
drink
We'll
coffee.
go. We'll have a bagel. We'll have a schmear. We'll put a little stuff on it. So,
Vicky, I'd like to see that book your mom gave you.
Okay, so
I really
forgot
want to
what
know.
was in this. So you can't look up your sign and go, oh, the best sign for you is this. You come to it with, oh, I've met this man who's a Scorpio, and then you look up the, Cancer woman, Scorpio man, and then you see,
How about-
and then it's it's so hoo-hoo too, because I was looking at it last night again because I must have just blanked this out of my head, but it's all kind of stories where she makes up this fake couple. And she goes, and the woman is the sign and the man is the sign. And it's I was reading one about myself, Pisces and Aquarius man. And it was Wendy and Peter imagined a world with purple butterflies and blah, blah, blah. And how they kids and it's all about how you're both imaginative and live in an imaginary world and kind of stuff. So it's this allegory story. So I don't know if this is going to work very well for this show, but we'll try it. We'll try it.
Linda Goodman, you said? Has a very
Linda
great
Goodman's love signs.
So she creates this fantasy world. If this is the couple, this is what could happen, kind of thing.
Right, exactly. And it kind of talks about what their issues would be and what they're good at and what their sex lives like.
Steph, do you want to try it out? Do you want to try it out?
I want to hear more about their sex life because I'm a voyeur.
Well, I mean, it's an old book, so the sex life is not it's
I was saying, wasn't it from the
stars or whatever? All right, Steph. So we've got Virgo, what?
And Leo.
Already, I'm ooh.
I don't think that's a great combo astrologically.
Listen, I was with someone for 11 years, and supposedly we were supposed to be not together, but it was perfectly fine because you got the other signs and houses and whatever that play into it.
Yeah.
So, and sheer will.
I mean, it's kind of again, I talked about how, you can't I'm never going to date a Leo man because we're just not compatible. It's okay, here are the fucked up things about Leo men that I know ahead of time. So I know I have to do A, B, C, D to be able to have a relationship with said person, something like that kind of thing.
This seems like there's a
And
lot
I
of
think
work.
too,
here.
with the signs, with the
There's
signs,
a lot of work.
There's a lot of work.
Okay, so
I mean, wait. Before you read this, and please, I mean, like, when I was single, I didn't care. If I met someone, I met someone. If I didn't I didn't care. That's why I would go to Thailand. No, I'm just
yeah.
so, but the thing is, oh, I'm joking. We go to the Philippines. Anyway, the thing is that it seems that
Please
you,
don't hate
I don't
us.
know Stephanie. So, and Stephanie was my mom's name. So I'm going to be relatively nice to Stephanie. But it seems that, but that's only on the first show, Steph. Next show, you're fair game.
Okay, it's
So
fine.
Yeah, you get a
it
pass.
seems
I
that
can
you
take it.
three, okay, it seems that you three, you're chasing a relationship or love. And what I have found over my years, because I was here before the earthquake.
I don't have to chase. It'll come to
I-
me.
we're not chasing.
Okay. It seems
I'm waiting
like
for
you're,
the invite.
listen, I waited for the invite and just listen. I've seen you guys when you're out where you have a shirt that says "I'm single, please take me now," and my mom will give you money.
Right. Right.
So, but my point is, when I was single, I didn't care, and usually I met the person I would date totally by mistake because I was out. Someone introduced us. I was at a meeting. So one of my 27 wives I met at a meeting. It was very nice. So my point
There it is. There it
that
is again.
yeah, there it is. So it was one of those. That's my thing, right? But these books, I don't know if they really help. You know what I'm saying?
You know
I don't
what's
know if- Does that really
interesting?
help?
They
It's
don't
not
help,
about help though.
but
They're fun to read
Really?
though. I like it
Okay.
as entertainment. Like
Okay.
I guess
Okay,
I really use
so-
my human design a lot because I would read all the astrology stuff. Oh, love compatibility, blah blah.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter to me because if someone
Okay.
comes to me after, for me, it was gut to sit like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
no, right away, or oh, this person interests me. I'm going to know more.
Right.
I don't care what anybody
Also,
says.
you
I don't care. You know. Mhm.
Also, it's one thing I read that I think is pretty cool is, if you are with a sign that is not like traditionally compatible, there are different manifestations of each astrological sign. So like I'm a Taurus and there is an evolved type of Taurus that has done the work and worked on themselves and they're healthy and they manifest the healthy aspects of Taurus. And then there's the unevolved Taurus that probably kind of manifests the negative aspects. And so I think it really depends. I mean, two evolved people of different signs would obviously get together and do a better job at it than two unevolved signs that,
Just
know,
just the fact
maybe
that
are
you
more
say
compatible.
evolved. Like, I mean, so then there's a knuckle dragger, and then there's the guy that walks upright, and so, but
Well, some
I
of
mean,
it-
that's what it really sounds like. Yeah,
Well,
no,
like
no,
with
I agree with
Pisces,
that.
Stephen, with Pisces, with us, there's the two
Yeah.
fish, right? So we
Right.
have two personalities. And then they also say that there's like a whale version or a shark version and like a
Okay.
guppy version. Like there's Pisces that are timid and there's Pisces that are like, we'll eat you alive, which I think you probably fall towards that end of the spectrum. But yeah, so like,
Can I just say though,
and
Stephen, I'm
just so you
proud
know,
of
not just not on my dates, also in business. So either way, but I'm very
Right.
whatchamacallit.
Shark Tank.
I'm very much. It's okay, Reggie. It's an X-rated show. But no, I'm very much that way. But I do have two personalities. I do have the persona of I'm aggressive. I'm an MF, and I will kick in the door, and I don't really care, and I I will go after
So,
whatever. And I have
Randy's
the other
proud of
side
you.
me that's chill.
that's such a
And
thing.
the other
Randy's
one is I'm
proud of
I
very
you.
just
chill.
was gonna say that I was just gonna say that I never expected Stephen to be like, well, I'm into astrology and tarot cards. Like that just blew me away because I know your history of your career.
Right.
Finance? You did finance, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very logical black and white. Like
Mhm.
that personality does not lend itself to being into all this metaphysical stuff. So I think that's really cool and I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. But
Okay.
also, I was very fortunate that my parents and grandparents would always say, "Don't like you guys. You're skeptical, optimism, whatever. Don't close the door." So I was always taught you have to learn. So when someone says, "I want to talk to you about whatever," I'm not going to be like, ah. I'm gonna like, okay. After I'm gonna go, ah. But once again, because this stuff is so fascinating to me because we don't know, and because science is wrong more than they're right. Especially like whether it's the Big Bang, whether it's string theory, we can go through all of that on another show. So I don't know if what's right or wrong. I know that there's really people that know how to do it, and I know there's frauds out there. So I'm very fascinated by all that because this isn't it. And so I need to know more. So that's why. So I don't close the door. When someone wants to tell me something, I'm always like, oh, tell me, because I want to know. But then I have 10,000 questions, and then they're sorry what they told me. So
Okay. So before we run out of time, because I want to know about the Virgo and Leo, Virgo woman, Leo man. And I'll say this. When I was in relationships, I would look at the tarot and astrology and be like, oh, when I'm mad at, my man, I'm like, oh, it's because he's an Aries. And it says so in the book. That's what I would use it as. So let's hear about it.
So Rachel, okay, so Randy uses it to help her make decisions and feel comforted in life, and Rachel uses it as a weapon.
right.
No, as validation. They are an Aries. This is why they do
And
this.
they are
So
an asshole.
Okay, I'm letting it go. This is part of their personality. So let's get to it. Let's get to this Leo man.
So the book has like just a generic of the information of the relationship first, so it just kind of like pairs the two of them.
There you
Is it there?
Rachel doesn't like
So it's
close-ups,
just
everybody, so we can only do this when we show
And then
up.
hold on. Well, while we're still in there,
Close-ups
and then
of
it goes
me.
to
Oh,
it goes to the actual. Okay, now I don't know what I'm doing. It goes to the Leo man.
now you don't know what you're doing?
Okay, Leo man.
Then it goes
Man and
specific to
Virgo.
Hey, look, I already noticed.
Yeah.
It looks like the Leo man is giving an invitation to the Virgo woman.
There you go.
Wait, you got that
Yeah,
fast?
kind of.
Wow.
That's all I saw. It
She's
said
good.
something that Leo man asked a question.
Yeah, it's the allegory story. Yeah, so I'll read the end.
Yeah, we
it
don't
says,
need whole books.
Yeah, there's like a lot of pages. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it says, so
There's no pictures.
here's the story. I warned you. But meanwhile, in the comforting now, he's grateful for her tranquil presence, the practical dreams she brings to him, content to be graced by her cool sweetness, by her fascinating blend of earth and sky, to be blessed by her laugh like silver sleigh bells. His own gift to her each bright new morning, they awaken in each other's arms as a slice of sunshine. Wrapped in a brave golden ribbons of his unshakable optimism, his confidence that it's going to be a beautiful day. As usual, he's right. Isn't he always? Whatever the weather,
Nope.
It will be a beautiful day. And for that soft, clean rain is a fragrant benediction. When you love, you know you're loved in return. That does not sound like Stephanie.
I just think I threw up in my pants. That's all I can say.
A golden ribbon.
Guys,
Sunshine.
that's just like,
It sounds like a
It goes
romance
into, like-
novel.
right?
It really does.
Like
And
when
her
you're reading one of
bosoms were
those
heaving.
romance novels at CVS or Walgreens.
It doesn't
or
go
Yeah.
to that. I told you it's a story, but in the part where it's like just the generic Leo Virgo relationship pages of that,
Right.
it's more like
Mhm.
talking about each personality type. It's not really the couple.
It's
But
a
since we were
Harold
interested in the
Roberts
couple
novel.
part, I got to that part. So
This book
Okay.
is from the
I mean,
70s,
it's
right?
interesting. I'm gonna snap this on my phone and send it to Steph so she
Steph?
can read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Does your Leo man wake up with confidence and optimism?
In your
And
arms.
smell like
Sunshine.
unicorns and violets.
No.
I feel like Noosh would love this, so whatever.
Like stomps
Yes,
around.
Noosh would.
Stomps around.
Stomps
Wakes up.
around.
He's like, I made it to coffee.
Hey,
Yes,
Vicky,
and
why
then
don't you come on Friday's show and bring that book and read that to Noosh?
I had to
funny.
read it in my accent.
I was
I
thinking
would-
about one of you guys were talking about like the different, and I don't know how I got here in my brain, but I was thinking about how I went through a season where I dated so many Scorpios, like a season of Scorpios. And then it was some Gemini. And then I landed on the Leo, which is the sign that I never dated before. And we're 8.5 years later. It seems to be working.
What does his wife think?
You know, she has opinions, but I was going to say we're not on the marriage path. We're just partners moving through life, and you know, like it just works for us. We're not the most traditional, but it works.
None of us are traditional. So
Nope.
what is traditional?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's a Jewish song from Fiddler on the Roof. Tradition.
But I was curious if
Like
any of you guys like had a like you kind of fell towards one, you notice like, oh gosh, I date a lot of, I don't know, Cancer.
Like I said, I love Aries men for some reason. I love Aries men.
Me too. And why?
I'm not
I don't
supposed
know.
to. I'm not supposed to.
I know,
but
me either. Me either.
I need, because I already have
do.
the perfect Taurus in my life. Thank you, Ranji. So I don't need a Taurus man in my life. I have my Pisces in my life too, so I don't need.
Yeah, there's that 5-9, right? The 5-9 relationships.
Yeah. So
What is
most of
that?
the relationships that I look for are in my female friends. So that's why I think I'm after like a man that's not like my ultimate like best compatible signs.
Yeah.
Steven's like,
Say your hair
what?
looks really pretty, Vicky.
Huh?
Vicky, your hair looks really. Vicky, your hair looks really. Pretty.
Oh, I colored it.
Yeah.
I got rid of the
last
red.
year looked really great
brown
too.
now. The red, y'all. The red got on everything. The red got on my sports bra. It got on my pillows. It got on my clothes. It got
on
on
an
the
18 and a half year old she was dating. Yeah, no, it got on everything. So
No.
yeah,
I wish.
Gabby's
But yeah,
19 next week.
I colored it black.
So, but yeah,
It'll eventually be black.
we're all
Anyway.
compatible with each other. Chinese astrology,
Yes.
Western astrology, human design. We are all. I don't know about you, Stephen, but we're all compatible with each other because I don't know your.
We fill in our blank spots. Yeah.
We make a complete human.
That's
And
what, that's what I told my team. I told my team between everybody that we do our real jobs, that there's a group of us, and between all of us, we all have a skill that we're really good at. Between all of us, we make a person, and it works well. So we can all look at a deal and make a decision because everybody comes at it differently. So it's like, could you guys do with your friends?
Now I know you're a tiger, but I looked up all of our Chinese zodiacs, and as friends, we are all very good friends. We all complement each other really well. I know tiger is my worst enemy. Tigers, but I have a lot of tiger friends. So again, you take astrology and all this stuff with a grain of salt.
Right.
A lot of times I read stuff, I'm like, wow, that really describes me. And it's like, how do you use it? How do you apply it? Yeah. So
I don't live my life by it, but I find it
that's
fascinating. So yeah.
It's interesting as a tool to like learn about yourself and you know, because then you kind of have that own inner thing that says, well, I'm not like that, or yes, that is me. And that even in discovering that what they're telling you is you and you're saying it's not, is you learning about yourself. I sound like douche too. And then there's an absolute, and there's no
absolute is my the absolute is my thing because I watched a program about UFOs and whatever, and they brought up the thing called the Absolute and the Gateway Project from the CIA, and it was written by a real general that's still alive today and will not talk about it. And the things that they found were fascinating about multidimensional and everything else. And I was like, okay. And so when you tie that into this, which is still the same kind of mysticism, and we don't really know, then it's even more fascinating. Like I said, science only gets what they get right 10% of the time. So it's the other 90% that I want to know. And that's what I find fascinating. So all this stuff, when someone looks at me and says, you had a sister you don't even know about, I'm like, okay, and she was right. That's like, you know, and I met you for 30 seconds, then I'm fascinated. So now there's, like I said, I know there's stuff. I just don't know what it is, but I want to know as much as I can before I go and find out. So that's how I look at it.
I mean, the universe is so vast. It is such a vast place that for the people that are like, we are the only ones here, there is no way that it's just, we're this tiny little part of this incredible continuing to expand like place. And so that's why I love this stuff, because we don't know, and it's fun for me. You know, Ranji likes it for her reasons, and we all like our things for using it for our own ways. But for me, I use it as kind of more like a guiding force of like, how do I want to show up in the world? Who do I want to be? How can I become a better version of myself? And like Vicky said, if I don't agree with it, then I don't have to go that path. And that's why I like tarot as well, because it gives you a view of things. And if you don't like what it says, you make changes and you grow and you go in a different direction. I love that. I love the opportunity.
Show us your cards. Vicky, show us your deck just real quick. I want to show us your deck.
There's children watching.
While you get your deck out, Stephen, there's a fiction book called Dark Matter. I don't know if you've read it, but
I have not.
It's very interesting. It's about multidimensional travel.
Ooh, I'm going to go
But
buy
it's
Dark Matter.
fiction.
Dark
I'm listening
Matter.
to
I just finished The World, which is behind me, so now I'll read Dark
And
Matter.
everyone who's listening, if you haven't seen last Friday's episode with Nush's Bits, Vicky was on it, and it's quite entertaining. So you guys should go check it out.
Vicky, are you going to be on it this week again?
That's my word for it.
Are you going to
And,
be are you coming on again?
I don't know.
I'm pushing for Vicky to go on this Friday with her love book and her tarot cards for Noosh, and see what happens there.
Do it, Vicky. Do
If
it.
you haven't checked
Vicky.
out, check out Noosh's Bits.
Okay, Vicky, will you pull a card for us?
It's in my
Was this
wood
one
box.
passed down from your mom?
I love
Was
that.
this
This
the
one I
one
bought
from
in
your mom?
Poland when I traveled in Poland. This deck, no.
Did they spell it wrong?
The one from
I'm
my
sorry,
mom.
guys.
My mom didn't do tarot. My mom read regular playing cards, but it's only it's a different kind of divination. It doesn't use any of the lower number cards. It's just the higher number cards and the people cards. What do you call that? That part. The
Royals?
Kings, Queens, Jack,
Royal people?
whatever that is. The people cards.
The royal suits.
Right. So she read that, and she tried to teach me, and I could not understand the formula and everything. I just didn't get it. But she taught me how to take care of my deck. So you know how you bless it or whatever, and you keep it in protection, and then you wrap it in silk to protect the deck. And then I don't let other people handle my deck. Some people do. It kind of depends. Like if I'm doing a reading for you, I might have you cut it, but I don't really like people touching my cards because it's
Is that
my
because
energy.
it's imbued with your
So-
energy? Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I could, purify it, but I have a couple new decks actually. This is a manga deck, and it's like I can't even really see. It's all these because I'm really into anime and stuff, but it's got
That's
these
pretty.
kind of anime
That's cool.
characters.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's different.
If you really like the imagery, it's really fun to connect when you're looking at it and you're like, this is so exciting. You can get more clues out of the pictures. And then I bought this one in Korea. This is a cat.
Of course
I have a cat deck. It's a cat tarot.
Okay, that is too cute.
Oh, that's so cute.
And you wonder why you're single. So
You
I
wonder
don't
why
even
you're
have a
single.
cat, Steven.
That is not.
Those are so cute.
I don't even have
Those
a
are
cat
cute.
anymore.
See, I feel like there's
Vicky, you
something
should do
cute,
TikTok tarot.
like a light. Well, no, it's Vicky with the cat cards. Well, no, it's her if she does it anonymously.
Well, no, it's
Right,
her.
it's found out.
Cat cards.
Oh, and by
I'm
the way,
so
the book
into
Dark Matter.
TikTok tarot readings.
The book Dark Matter is written by Blake Crouch, if I'm not mistaken.
For anyone who wants to read it, you could thank
I'm gonna read
Steph.
It's I mean, I love reading all sorts of books, and I'm listening to it. I'm not technically reading it. I'm listening to it on Audible. And this is not an advertisement.
Okay, so who wants to go first? I'll pull a card.
Ooh,
Me.
Are we going to do this?
Are
Are we going to do this on the show? Okay, let's do a card.
Steph
Go
is
ahead.
our
It's
guest.
just real,
So
it's just
let's
real
pull-
quick. I'm not going to go into it. I'll just pull your card, and then you can, use it as you will.
Since
So,
Steph is our
hopefully.
guest, you can you
Go,
can pull a
Steph.
card for Steph.
Pull a card.
Okay, give me a
So
sec.
typically I do this
Okay,
on
go
TikTok
ahead.
tarot. If you guys have never been to tarot at TikTok, you can type in
And I
tarot readings,
don't.
and there are all these readers. Oh, Vicky, you have to do it.
Do I need to? I need to do that. I didn't even know on tarot. This is what I get for spending all my
It's
time on
free.
K-pop. I have no idea what's out there. Okay.
Maybe Vicky will start her own show here on TOF reading.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
wanna
Do
do
tarot
it.
readings.
No. Okay, Steph, tell me when.
TikTok get a lot of hits.
Stop.
In the name of love. Sorry.
I was just thinking that.
This deck is weird. Okay.
I know. That's what you want to hear from your tarot reader.
Okay.
Oh no! What is that? What is
Whatever it
that?
is.
A fiery pit of sadness.
It's nine of swords. Steph has nine of swords.
Nine of Swords. I'm frantically Googling Nine of Swords.
Okay, who's going next?
I'll go.
I'll go next.
Who's going
Go,
next,
Randy,
ladies?
go,
Randy.
go.
Okay. Tell me when, Randy.
Now.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Okay. You have Six of Pentacles.
I don't know what that one means. Okay.
Money.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll tell you
Steven,
guys
your
off.
turn.
All right.
So I guess
Steven's going to go
Steven
next.
can't get the Six of Pentacles now.
It's going to be the Fool or the Devil. Watch. Okay, go ahead, Steven.
Probably
Tell
the
me.
devil. Just give me the devil. Go ahead.
The Tower.
Tower. We'll see what it is.
Are you telling me to stop? Are you telling? Sorry, I was shuffling. Are you telling me to stop?
Yeah, I
Tell me
said
when to stop.
like 25 minutes ago, but sure, do it.
I
now.
know. I've been I missed it because everyone was talking. Tell me when now.
Now.
Nine of Cups.
I don't know what that means.
That's a good one.
That's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
That's
Okay.
the best card.
10 of
pulled
Cups
so
is better,
far.
but 9 of Cups is good. It's good. Yeah.
My turn. Now,
right,
if I
Rachel.
get the Fool.
Ooh. Okay. Rachel doesn't get to pick because this one flew out of my deck, and when that happens, it's meant for her anyway.
You have to
So,
take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What came flying? Queen? No.
10 of Pentacles.
Nice.
That's good.
So
I don't know if that's.
yeah.
I'd rather
I
have
mean,
cups.
everyone's good except Steph.
No, you want money. Screw love.
So
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay.
is
We'll work
Pentacles
on it.
money? I thought cups was money.
We'll figure it out.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that.
We'll
We're
fix
here
that.
to
We
fix
know
that.
now. We know.
I don't feel like this anymore. No.
I just read my
That's how
nine.
she's-
I just read.
You guys,
I just read my nine.
that's how
cards.
she's
It's very
feeling
cool.
right now. That card is
Did you
showing
read
how
it,
she
Annika?
feels right now. She
There
is
you
so
go.
sad amongst this fiery pit.
Of
No,
us.
I
Very
just
cool.
looked it
Get
up.
me out of
It says
here.
it just says admit to yourself that you've sacrificed time and energy on a situation that simply does not work. Oh God.
This show.
Oh no.
It's terrible.
No, it's fun. It's a release. It's a release. Who knows what I'm
We
releasing?
shall release you from the show in any minute.
Come back again.
And with that, ladies, it has been a wonderful Tuesday morning to spend with you. And all your fans will get to see you momentarily. Stephanie, thank you for getting up at like 3 o'clock in the
guys-
morning since you live in the
You're
middle of
welcome.
nowhere
Yeah.
in Los Angeles.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
For the
I'm
rest-
sorry
for the
I'm
rest
so
of-
awkward.
Yeah, for everyone else's, you can check out our Instagram. We'll post up what Ranji's and Steven's and everyone else's means. Okay,
Cool.
that's it.
Are we ready? Are we saying good night? Say good night, Gracie.
We're saying good,
Bye, guys.
good morning.
Bye.
Good day.
Oh my God. Oh, it doesn't know how to end.